You're listening to the Keeping Your Money Show with Jamie Westenbarger and Bart Steinler.
All right, welcome back to the Keeping Your Money Show. I'm Jamie Westenbarger, joined as always by Bart Steinler. If you're just tuning in or you've been listening the whole time, we have discussed the dangers of planning on working longer. What should I do if I lost my passport while traveling? And most people flunked this retirement quiz. How about you? If you missed any part of the show, you can always find it on our website. Just go to keepingyourmoney.com or find us on iTunes and subscribe to our podcast, itunes.com. Search for the Keeping Your Money Show. If you have a question for the show, you can always reach us either by email at info@keepingyourmoney.com. And I do respond to all of those emails myself personally, or feel free to give us a call. Our toll-free number is 888-986-6639. That's 888-98-MONEY. So something that's becoming a major problem in our industry. Mm-hmm. You know, technology does some wonderful things, right?
Yeah.
It makes it possible for all kinds of things that weren't possible 20 years ago. The level of service you get from your financial advisor because of technology is probably head and shoulders above what it was even a decade ago, realistically. Not because the financial advisors didn't want to give you that service, but it's just become that much easier to do those types of things, right?
We can get our hands on all sorts of information quicker than we used to be able to.
The problem with technology is when you have people that either don't understand it or ignore the safeguards that are put in place to make sure it's not abused, you can find yourself in some really sticky situations. And one of the things we're starting to see more of, FINRA, which is a regulatory body that oversees the securities industry. Jerry Walsh, the Senior Vice President of Investor Education at FINRA, said that fraudulent wire transfers by email hackers is something that is continually raising its head in the industry. Now, if you don't understand what I mean by this, it's simply someone hacks into an email account, realizes that client has an account somewhere, probably because they have emails of statements or something of that nature. They fire off an email to the broker, the call center, the customer service department, whatever, saying, hey, this is John Smith and I need 80 grand in my account wired to this. I'm overseas. I can't call. I need the money ASAP. And people spring to action. They want to help their client. They don't want to cause them undue inconvenience. They, you know, all of these other things. And many accounts do not require a signature for a withdrawal. They simply require that someone verifies they spoke to the client. Now, for instance, if someone were to do this, we would then, of course, want to speak to the client. So we would call the client at their home or on their cell phone number. We know all of our clients, so we would know that we're actually talking to that person. We would ask for some verifying information, maybe the last time we met with them, maybe the last thing that we talked about. Do they know certain things about their account that isn't available just on the statement? And when that is finally handled, we would then really only transfer to something that's already been established in the account. If it was a new account they wanted to transfer with, unfortunately, they're going to have to sign paperwork for it.
Right.
They're going to have to sign something that says it's okay for you to wire 80 grand out of my account. From reading this article, sadly, it seems like that's not the norm. That there are a lot of firms in a quest to keep their clients happy, potentially putting them in great danger of significant losses in their account.
Well, they talk about one here, and there were a couple of wiring requests that totaled $147,000.
Now, how does that not raise a red flag right away?
And can you imagine when you
regardless of who you are,
you get your statement and it shows that there was 2 wire requests totaling $140,000, and it's like I didn't do this, and a lot of times you're maybe dealing with a larger company where there's less of a personal relationship, and this request goes in and somebody just figures they're doing their job, but when they fill out the paperwork to make that transfer happen, they have to confirm on the paperwork that they spoke to you, because it's against the rules of our industry to be able to wire that money out without having confirmed and spoken to that person. But a lot of people take shortcuts. Mm-hmm. And this is what and this is what FINRA is pointing out, and they're giving specific examples here. And it's 147 here, it's 40,000 there, and in each of these cases, the proper protocols were not followed by people in our industry, and that's disturbing.
Well, yeah, I mean, here's a situation where 108,000 was wired out, 5 wire transfers of a client account. The employee, a client service associate for the firm, falsified forms saying that she had spoke to the client when she hadn't. Now, you might ask yourself, why would she do that? But there's this drive in many of these firms where there's just too many clients. Right. It's almost an automated type of process where there's just too many clients. There's not enough service people. There's not enough advisors. A request comes in. There's a protocol for how quickly that needs to get back out or whatever. Maybe the advisor's not available. Maybe the client doesn't even have an advisor. Maybe they're a house advisor or they're just handled by the call center. And there's a rush. We've got to get this done. This is an important client. We need to keep them happy. And so what ends up happening is dumb decisions get made. Yeah. Things get said that weren't true. People say they talked to somebody they didn't talk to.
Yeah. It hits somebody's desk and they're in a rush to get things done because they want, they have to leave at a certain time because they have an appointment after work, and they're not allowed to leave it on their desk overnight because it has to be done today. So, okay, I'm just going to say I did this and get it done, get it off my desk. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden you have a fraud.
So, fortunately, many of these cases are resolved with no harm to the customer, meaning the company that is behind this and responsible generally, make the customer whole.
Right.
But the question is, in the meantime, what does it do? I mean, if you're taking distributions, does it halt those? Does it cause you to be out of the market when you want it to be invested? I mean, there's a lot of other things that come into it, not to mention just the scary thing that somebody has some information on you. I'll never forget, and sometimes I feel like the industry as a whole, especially the larger call center style firms, okay, there's a lackadaisical nature with people's information. Mm-hmm. I have been in a bank twice in the last 6 months here in Grand Rapids where I overheard personal confidential information of one of their clients being talked about either over the phone or directly to another person loud enough that other people in the bank could hear it. Now, I'll give you the best one. 2 weeks ago, my dad was in the hospital. I was over in the Flint area. I had to take some money out of the bank. I'm in the lobby filling out a withdrawal form. And the woman is talking to someone on the phone about a mortgage. And while she's talking, I just wrote down in the back of the deposit slip all of the things she said, okay? And I walked up and I said, can I talk to the manager? And the girl that was teller said, well, actually, I'm the manager. The teller's on lunch. What can I help you with? And I said, well, I wonder if this woman, who I've written down on the back of this piece of paper, would feel very comfortable knowing that I know all of this about her. Now, you want to know what I knew? Her address, her name, her date of birth, her telephone number, her age, and her social security number. That was all information that this woman in this office rattled off at an extremely high volume, completely unconcerned about who heard her. And I think more and more of that is becoming an issue. And I think this is where that full service local provider of services is becoming so much more important. The more we deal with national conglomerates, especially when it comes to our private information and our financial information, the less likely we are to have these things caught and the more likely we are to be victims of it, because no one knows you. They don't know you. If it goes into a database, and I mean, who's ever, they may even call back a number they think is yours and talk to some guy and he's like, yeah, that's fine, transfer the money. Nobody knows that guy, Mm-hmm. So I just think that's where there really is a benefit to that local relationship and knowledge of who that local person is. So, all right, coming up, we're going to wrap up the show, send you into the weekend right here on the Keeping Your Money Show.
This is the Keeping Your Money Show with Jamie Westenbarger and Bart Steinler.
All right, welcome back to the Keeping Your Money Show. I'm Jamie Westenbarger, joined as always by Bart Steinler. If you're just tuning in, you're waiting for the next show, you missed it. Come back an hour earlier. 9 a.m. every Saturday, you will find the Keeping Your Money show on stations all throughout West Michigan. You can also find us on the web at keepingyourmoney.com or on Facebook, facebook.com/keepingyourmoney. We had a great show today. We talked about what happens if you end up retiring sooner than you thought because maybe your company helps you out the door or shuts down their doors, or maybe you get injured or sick. The dangers of planning on working longer definitely can come back to bite you. What should you do if you lose your passport? Some great tips from the Points guy. Most people flunk this retirement quiz. I wonder if you passed. If you didn't, consider that second opinion or maybe the first opinion on what you should be doing with your retirement. And fraudsters filing fake email transfers to fool your brokerage company into wiring money out of your account. We talked about what you could do to protect yourself. If you miss any part of the show and you want to listen to it, you can find us on iTunes. Just go to iTunes and search for the Keeping Your Money show. Our May Mixer is just around the corner, May 10th, Wednesday. We're going to be right here in Grand Rapids. Where are we going to be at, Bart?
The Kitchen by Wolfgang Puck from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. It's a casual open house style event. We serve light hors d'oeuvres, complimentary beverages. It's a great way to meet us, our other advisors, our staff, other retirees, other professionals, to network, have a good time. Please RSVP, then let us know that you'll be coming by calling 888-98-MONEY. That's 888-986-6639, or visit our website at keepingyourmoney.com, or email us at info@keepingyourmoney.com. Look forward to seeing you there. Also want to remind you on Monday nights at 6:20 to watch Jamie on Fox 17 Financial Fix.
Yep, and our 4th annual charity golf outing to benefit Kids Food Basket just around the corner. If you haven't registered for a team or sponsorship or signed up to donate something or your time, please do. All of the money goes to a wonderful organization that feeds over 7,000 children every day of the week right here in West Michigan. We raised over $19,000 last year, and we'd like to raise even more this year, but we need your help. Give us a call to participate, 888-98-MONEY. Well, I'm going to tell you like I tell you every week, you'd never go on that summer vacation without figuring out where you're going to go, how you're going to get there, how you're going to pay for it. No one ever shows up at a hotel in a resort area and just thinks they're going to get 7 days at the best rate, and you surely don't want to show up at the airport and buy your ticket on the same day, or hey, they might beat you up and drag you off the plane. So you definitely don't want to do it with retirement either. If you don't plan properly for the journey of retirement, you're going to feel like that passenger that got beat up and dragged off the plane. So stop delaying. Let us help you. Get a second opinion, or maybe you need a first opinion because you've never looked at it. We can do either. We're happy to help. Give us a call, 888-986-6639. For my partner in crime, Bart Steinler, all the other people here at the Keeping Your Money show, Nate Boonstra, Dan Van Single, Shannon Simon, Troy Fox on the Lakeshore, our wonderful producer, Laura. I am Jamie Westenbarger. Thanks for listening to the Keeping Your Money show, and have a great weekend.
Registered representatives offer securities through Securities America, Inc., member FINRA SIPC. Financial advisors offer advisory services through Securities America Advisors, Inc. Forest Hills Financial, Inc. and Securities America are separate entities.
This is a test to find out if you know it all when it comes to children. Time starts now. Name one of the leading killers of U.S. children age 1 to 13. What's the best way to protect children in a car crash? At what age and size should a child start using a booster seat? Where can you find the answers to these questions?
Car crashes are one of the leading killers of U.S. children. Many of those deaths could be prevented by making sure that kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Don't assume you know it all when it comes to car seats for your child. Go to safercar.gov/the-right-seat and know for sure. That's safercar.gov/the-right-seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.